You were taken to hell because you were being shown things because you were eventually going to be working for them, and they were getting you accustomed to how to do their jobs in hell. Psychic awareness, from what I have been picking up over and over, is that you made a contract with them to work for them for an exchange of something else. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Andrew. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melina Lyons. I'm a psychic medium, a near-death experiencer, and a demonologist. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and hit that notification bell if you haven't done it already so you can be notified of new videos I upload every week. If you haven't seen me before, welcome. If you've seen me before, welcome back. We are going to talk about Andrew. What the hell were you thinking? I don't hate Andrew, and I'm not his mother, obviously. I'm not going to tell him what he can and cannot do. Even as a demonologist, I'm not going to sit here and tell him what he can and cannot do. But I am going to be making a video today to describe why he shouldn't have done what he did. Andrew from the YouTube channel, Proving Demons, decided to do a video recently called Opening a Portal to Hell. Yeah. You got that right. Now, the only reason why I'm making a video about this is because I experienced that exact situation on the Astral realm, and I saw what happened on the other side when he did that, opening the portal to hell. So what I'm going to do is describe about my experience about what I saw in the Astral realm, because we all saw what Andrew did in Proving Demons and his crew. This video is not to spread hate to their channel or to spread hate to them and to judge them for what they do. That's not the purpose of this video. Andrew is very kind. He's a good person. But I will always say I do feel he's very misguided. Now, the truth is, he and I did do a video together. We collaborated with a video about his experiences, paranormal-wise, psychically. It's not my job to care why he did it. The point is he did it, and I need to talk about what he did when he did that. I'm going to describe my experience of what I saw and how I got there, because I didn't plan this, okay? I have an ability where I can astral project out of my body, and I can go all around the world wherever I am and into other realms all the time. Now, this is not so unusual. There's actually a lot of psychics that can do this. There are a lot of other mediums that can do this. There are a lot of other ascended people that can do this. For those of you that haven't seen my Starseed video, please go see that before you watch this video to understand my abilities a little bit better, because I'm also a starseed, a rainbow starseed, and because of that, I'm able to do things that other humans can't typically do. And I say that humbly, but it's just the way that it is. And the reason why is because I'm from another realm, from another plane. And I incarnated here for my sole purpose to help bring awareness to humanity and also to protect people from demons and from other negative spirits. So basically, I'm considered a dark worker, a light worker, a demon dealer is my terminology preferably, or a light warrior. Basically, guys, what happened was I suddenly found myself in this broken down house, abandoned house. But I wasn't alone. The second I got there, my guides, my light beings, my fellow starseed guides, there's two, a male and a female, and they're very, very kind. They're so amazingly loving. I love them to death. They're so nice. And I feel like an ass because I can never remember their name. They were there along with Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, but they were all there, and there were many other angels as well. I was there and I suddenly woke up, like I went to sleep and I woke up and boom, I was there. And I went, whoa, what am I here for? And I was kind of confused because I haven't had this experience in a while. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of experiences, but I don't have them this vivid very often unless it's for a very specific reason. I saw Archangel Michael and I said, Michael, Why am I here? Melinda, we're here because Andrew is about to open a portal to hell. And I went, what? Whoa, I just got here and I'm right in the middle of this. I'm like, I didn't even get time to prepare. And he said, we can slow down time, basically because time doesn't exist. And before it happens, you can prepare before it happens. And I was like, why am I here though? Why am I here? Michael was very caring and he said, we're giving you the option to be present to help protect him. If you haven't seen me before, if you're not accustomed to how I work, I'm a psychic medium and an astral exorcist, okay? I don't say this lightly. And I work to help people for free to get rid of demon hauntings and other negative spirits. And the way I do my work is very original, and I can guarantee that for sure. And what I do is I astral project and I battle demons. I do it all the time. It's not something that happened overnight. I had to train adamantly for quite a few years, and I literally was in hell twice. Yes, hell is a very real place, just like heaven, and we can create our own hell through our consciousness. A lot of people were asking me about that, but you can also go to hell. That's where demons come from. That is their original place where they reside energetically in that realm, and that realm is very large, extremely large. It's like a whole world, and it goes miles and miles and layers and layers. And I know this from personal experience, the most fucking confusing realm you will ever be in. And I pray you never do, okay? It's like an insane maze, okay? Hell is very confusing. And usually I can navigate realms pretty well, but this was extremely difficult. And it's set that way for a reason. Basically, when I was there to help Andrew and his friends, there were other beings that were there, other people, but they live in other states, okay? So I don't even know these people, but they're living as well. But they were helping on the outside perimeter of the location. But for me, I was inside with the portal, and we're right next to it. And what we did was we prepared. So I had to go into deep meditative states, but I remember that before I decided to do it, I remember I had to think for a little bit. And now some of you may be wondering, why would Michael put you in that situation? It's because I can handle it. Okay, that's what I signed up for. That's what I do. It's also because I didn't know it at the time, but it was to empower me. I was tortured on so many levels. I do not want to talk about it right now. I met a lot of demons. I saw so many things, experienced a lot of things. It felt like eternity. Michael knew that. Okay, so, and he knew that me being there would empower me soulfully, energetically, to feel more in control of my body, of my aura, of my energy, of my soul. Also a way for me, for justice for myself in a way, because I couldn't fight back when I was in hell, ever. That, I know, that's what Michael's intention was, and he described it. He said this would empower you. And he said, Melinda, we could always get other people. He said, but the reason why I brought you is because we know that you went through a lot in there, and we know how much you don't want him or his friends to go through that. And I said, yeah. In a way, I could kind of live through this moment to finally have justice for me. We meditated, we prepared. Now, not all rainbow star seeds do what I do, but I do this because I feel passionate to protect people. If no one else is gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking do it, because I'm sick and tired of people being victims of these horrible, monstrous entities. And so my job is to help protect people. And so this opportunity to be here and to confront the situation and to protect Andrew and his friends really did mean a lot to me. Once I was able to remember my higher self and meditated with my guides, and feeling all that love, that power together, when we went into unison, when we got to that level, I was able to ascend to my higher self again. Like, I remembered who I was, and I transformed, and I had my power. I felt everything, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. I look a lot different. That's the thing about starseeds, is we're not human. I'm human in this life, but I'm not human in the other worlds, in the other side. And some people may say, well, we're not human when we die. There are human souls, and then there are people that come from other realms, and I am not a human soul. But if you're curious about that story, you can go watch my video based on me discovering that I'm a starseed. You can also see it in the description box below. They opened up the portal. You guys need to try to visualize this, okay? All of us decided, so what we did was we got into corners of the whole perimeter of the place. You had angels on the roof, angels outside, angels were even oh my god, I just remember that there was even elementals that we were working with, but they were outside. So even angels were able to work with some elementals, earth elementals primarily. And what they did was they even made sure that underground was safe as well. So, I mean, they were watching the sky and below, you know, similar to like witchcraft, you know, as above, so below. What was so crazy though, you guys, was that in this experience, it was insane. It was beyond fucking insane. It was insane. It was insane. It was kind of badass, but it was insane. But picture this. Angels up top, angels below, angels on the side, and all around, okay? And then you had other elementals, and then there was some starseeds. Proving demons in their group were in this one room, and they were hearing voices and shit, and seeing stuff moving, being thrown. That was real. Even though they were in this one space, and they were opening the portal in this one area with Azazel's sigil. And now I know why my guides are here, because they don't want him to come back, because I'm talking about him. Azazel is a real demon. He's a demon lord, king, something like that. I can't remember at the top of my head, but he's a baddie. He's a badass. Bad, all bad. He's bad. But the reason why angels had to be in other parts of the house and around the house to surround the location is because the second that portal opened, demons, once that veil opened and he called forth, the second he said that fucking reciting, like the second he said that incantation in Latin or whatever, that works, because through his intention, through his desire to summon, to open that portal, it happened. It's like the law of attraction. You cannot stop what someone really, really, really wants with an incantation or summoning or evocation or invocation like that. And once that happened, all of a sudden I saw, and we prepared, like we were ready, and all of a sudden these demons, not within fucking seconds, flew right out of the damn portal like fucking bees. It was insane. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. They flew out of this portal like a swarm everywhere. They were all over the place. It was unfucking believable. When someone like Andrew thinks it's a good idea, and I always knew with common sense it's not a good idea, but to see it for real, to see my experience, to see it on the astral realm, what it was like, what happens to the realms, how many demons come out. I do not blame anyone who think I'm crazy, because what I saw was unfucking believable. Not even Hollywood could make that shit up. It's like, and I know that sounds bold, but Hollywood can get a lot of things right. Like, good example, Constantine, and they were having demons swarming at him, and they were piling up to get to Keanu in the film when he tried to get out of hell. That is true. It does work like that, but do they all look the same? No. They're actually a hell of a lot faster on the ground. They fucking fly. And it also depends, and I'm hearing this, it also depends on the demon and their level of legions, the kinds of demons. And from what I remember talking with Archangel Michael and Gabriel, they described, and they even prepared me, they said, they even described about Azazel, and they said Azazel has what's called like bee demons. I said, what do you mean? And he said, these demons have wings, and these demons' wings are extremely fast. Briefly little bits and pieces, but all of a sudden now I'm remembering it all. And I know why now. It's like a reading. It happens a lot. The reason why these demons could move so fast is because of these wings. And these wings would flutter. And I remember Archangel Michael, he said, just imagine a hummingbird's wings. You know how fast they go? And I was like, yeah. He said it's like that, but try 1,000,000 times faster. The way they move was so fast. Like, they kept zooming by my face and I couldn't get them. And I could hear, like every time when I move my hand, you know, you can hear the wind. And it was very loud buzzing. And I'm starting to wonder sometimes if that's actually why some people hear a buzzing sound when they're in sleep paralysis or when they're in a trance state. I think it's because of those demons. That might actually be why. Don't take my word for it though, because I don't know for sure. What I do know is in this experience, we had to fight thousands of demons that came out. At least it seemed like thousands. At some point, there was big ones that came out that were also a part of Azazel's legion. Some people might try to chime in here and say in the comment section that Azazel has 100 and something demons as a legion, and you're wrong, da da da. Here's what a lot of demonologists do not know, and people that study demons don't understand, is that that number always changes. So do not take those numbers for 100%. They change all the time. Demons' legions always change, and the reason why is because they're being lowered in hierarchy, they're being dumped down, they're being demoted, or they're being ascended, and then they go to another demon. It's not entirely as the books say. It's similar to like the Bible, you know. It's not always what the Bible says. But even in the Bible is true when it comes down to hell and different levels of hell and demons and hierarchies, things like that. And Azazel, I met him from what I was told by the archangels, all of them, before the portal opened. They said, you need to be prepared. Azazel, what they described to me was that he was once an angel, but then he became a fallen angel, and from what I've been told, he's one of the worst fallen angels to ever exist. And I absolutely believe that after what I've seen, because Azazel has the most negative in his energy that I've ever seen for a fallen angel. I've met a lot of fallen angels, and typically most of them look still angelic. They kind of still like to stay beautiful, but they still are negative in their thoughts, okay? Azazel is definitely the most dangerous fallen angel out of most of them because he's become demonized. There are a lot of demonized fallen angels, and they're actually some of the most powerful fallen angels and demonized angels. So Azazel has angel power, but he also has demon power because he works with Satan. So that makes him 1,000 times, 1,000,000,000 times more dangerous than most demons, most demon kings. What I saw was when Azazel came out of the portal, he was gigantic. He was like 9 feet tall, very fucking huge, very big, probably 9-10 feet tall. And when he came out, he had spikes on his shoulders. Spikes. I mean, he didn't even look like a damn angel, guys. He looked like a demon god. He was very big, very threatening, very, very, very powerful. Even though we don't breathe in the other realms, I did gasp a little bit. And the second I got scared, the angel Gabriel, he kept me safe. He was like standing in front of me, and it got really scary because the second he came out, I watched as Archangel Michael approached him. This doesn't happen all the time where they'll have these conversations, but because he's a fallen angel, good angels like Archangel Michael will try to get them to talk and then make him leave peacefully. They always try that, and he always is fair in his fights and his battles and his quarrels. They all are. They have a code. And I'm learning a lot about this. It's actually truly fascinating. It really, I'm like so addicted to them all. I'm not gonna lie, they're they're hella fine. They're so cute. So being around these beings and seeing, I mean, I'm kind of blushing, but they are so attractive, and they're so, and they smile at you like, yeah, hi, okay. But anyway, I'm getting a little girl. They're so sweet. I watched in the communication with Archangel Michael and Azazel, they had their conversation, and one of the things I will never forget is Azazel then looked at me. That really did scare me. It bothered me a lot. And he started talking about me. He started talking about, oh, so she knows. Apparently all the demons knew what I was, who I was, but I didn't know my own power. I didn't know. And he looked at me, he started scanning me, and he could detect things almost like a friggin' video game. It was pretty insane. And he said, you know who you are. And he was like closing his eyes and he could read things about me. It was kind of creepy because he would go and like tilt his head and he'd start sniffing the air, and then you'd hear his voice was very deep and very powerful. Oh my god, it was alarming. He had this armory on, black metal, silver, gold. Details were extraordinary. The details, the materials they have are unlike anything we've ever had on this planet and ever will. I ended up battling Azazel, and I know you guys are probably thinking, she's so full of shit, da 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 da. She couldn't even fight a demon if she wanted to. You know what? You can say that shit all you want if you really believe that, but you don't know fuck about me, and you don't know how powerful I am, and you have no idea on these realms. And more importantly, I'm trying to teach other people that you can do it too with Ascension. Fighting Azazel was not a plan. I don't know how that actually came about. I think what happened, from what I'm remembering, he managed to put me in a ring in a situation where I was alone with him. Big dude, like he was huge, okay? Just trying to remind you about that, okay? He wasn't a man. He was a fucking demon lord, archangel demon. And even though he was an angel, not anymore. He's so unbelievably demonic. It's horrifying. It's actually hard to believe this thing used to be benevolent. And I remember there were certain points where I tried to kill him with kindness, and I even told him, I said, can you at least show me what you used to look like? I know you have that power. And he actually did. He showed me what he used to look like, and he was very handsome. Fuck, I never see an angel that isn't beautiful or isn't handsome. All angels are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. He went so malevolent on so many levels. He just went so evil. How did you get to this? I'm just curious. Can you explain it? And he started like circling me. Like he was circling me, and he started talking. And I remember listening to his sword trailing the ground, like trailing the floor. And I could hear the sound. It was very loud. And he started like swiveling it and messing with it, and I could hear his voice, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, just focus. I do know that I started fighting him. Been in this shit before. How do you get out? And I was like, Melinda, you know Archangel Michael, Gabriel, they're not going to leave you in here. Raphael, they're not going to leave you in here. Just give it time. They're going to get you out. And that was not easy for them. They had to work hard to get me out again. They have magical devices, and they can do all kinds of things with those devices. It sounds really weird, something really out there, but if you clicked on this video, then you're already out there, because you clicked on this video for that exact reason, right? And he then put a fucking force field around me and him, and I was in the middle, and I was in the force field. I don't know how I got in there, but I was in there. Gabriel, I remember them, and they were like, oh shit. Like they had that face, like, oh no. And they knew what was gonna happen, because basically then when a demon puts you in a force field like that, that's the moment basically initiating combat. It was all made of fire. The only way I knew I could get out was if I put him back in hell. And I've fought demons already before. I've put a few demons already back in hell, but Azazel was a very difficult case because he is an angel, a fallen angel. That is so unique and so difficult in all of itself. At first, there were times where the fire hurt. It was hurting. And he would drag me, and he'd fucking throw me around. He'd slam me. I knew that I was trying to get to my weapon, and he threw it out of the portal, so I couldn't get to it. Even though they were trying to get into the force field, they were struggling though because it was extremely powerful. There was a flame surrounding us on the portal, and I was trying to get to my weapon past the flames, and it kept hurting. And I do remember there was at one point where finally he said something. Azazel said something that somehow triggered in my mind, and I went, "Oh, you humans always think so small." And I went, "But I'm not human. But I'm not human. Now, I'm human here, okay?" But I remember saying, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm not human." And I remember I managed to turn myself into fire. And I managed to grab the flame, through the flame, and I managed to go inside and grab past the flame, get my weapons. Now, when you ascend to certain levels, angels and other beings will give you weapons to fight demons and to protect other people and to protect other beings and yourself. These weapons, once you acquire them, they never take it away from you. Even if you never used it again, they don't take it away. They're not like giver taker backers. They laughed. They thought that was funny. I was like, "Hey, fuckhead." And I said something that really pissed him off. I was very past ego in this moment, and I was very calm, but I was very angry, and I managed to become full flame. And then I managed to also transform into a way I can't even describe in words, okay? There's no words to describe how I transformed into what I was. It was surreal. It was like godly, angelic, celestial. It was unbelievably beautiful. I think in a lot of ways it was my starseed self. It was my being. It was me. It was my purity. It was my organic, natural side of my being. I remembered in my moment my abilities. I remembered what I could do. I then managed to get really fast, like faster than him. And when I say fast, I mean I was so fast he couldn't see me. And then I learned something of one of his weaknesses. I started scanning him. I forgot that, like, I didn't remember that that was my ability. That's one of my natural abilities as a starseed. Apparently, I was able to scan him and actually see what makes him weak. I was able to use that weakness against him. Basically, I do remember I was flying around a lot, and then I was able to jab him in certain spots, and I did it really fast, like hella fast, to the point where, I mean, it was like a fucking tornado. I remember that now. And it created a fucking tornado of like chaos and confusion. So that was me creating that tornado. And it made him like he wouldn't be able to see me. I created all that on purpose to distract him. And I would make it look like I was here, but then I'd be here. And I'd be looking like I was here, but then I'd be here. And it confused him. And I managed to use my light power, and I was immediately this huge ball of light. Try to imagine the most magical, beautiful thing you could ever imagine, and multiply that by 1,000. I wasn't just some giant light bulb, okay? It wasn't like that. It was like my whole body was light. Like everything about me was light. And I sparkled and I was light. But I had my crown, which is like a tiara. And I had my staff, but I can also transform it and it moves into a sword. I can change it to a sword. And then when I had him in the right spot, used power, and I pushed him and I blasted him basically back into hell. I remember the second he went right through hell, twirled really fucking fast, and I went like that through a white ball of light into hell from me. And I remember the second he went in, portal disappeared, the force field disappeared, it all went away, but a lot of angels were able to get a lot of them back into hell too. Okay, I know this is very long, so if you're still with me, thank you so much, because the other pieces are very important. Once that portal closed, I remember they asked me, "What did you do with that light? Melinda, what was that?" And I said, "That was a message." And they said, "Oh, for demons?" And I was like, "No." And they said, "Who?" And I said, "The victims." I wanted the victims in hell to know that they're not forgotten. So I sent that light into hell, and I'm sure it didn't get very far. I shot it out as fast as possible, and it was a message of my voice, of my love, of light. I wanted the victims in hell to know They can get out. They just have to ask angels to help them out. The problem is when you're in hell, you forget that angels can get you out. You actually start to forget angels. You actually start to forget that goodness even exists out of there. You start to forget everything. He was finally through, the portal was closed, and then the angels immediately went in, did this weird energy thing to make sure that it wouldn't open again. It was like a ceiling, I guess. In that moment, I was bawling so hard, and I remember saying, I'm so happy that I was able to overcome that. And it was actually tears of gratitude. And I remember crying, and I remember I saw Michael smile, and I saw his face, and I saw other people's face, but it was still like overwhelming. The good thing about it, and I remember Michael touching me on the cheek right now, very thankful that they had me a part of this for Proving Demons channel to be safe, for them to be safe. The issue here though is what they don't know, okay? And this is where I'm going to go into that aspect right now. What they don't know is that when these portals open, you're not opening just one area. You're opening a thinning layer. You're thinning the layer of the universe's energy frequency of the veil of dimensions. And when that happens, when one portal opens, more than one opens at a time in different areas of locations. Because when you do that incantation, your energy frequency of all the people involved, their energy frequency, just like a Ouija board, all those people's thoughts become a powerful thought, like a giant law of attraction. And when you do that, you are allowing the dimensions to thin, and you are giving permission for them to come through in that doorway. People think that just because you draw it on a ground or on the wall or wherever, that's going to be the portal, that's the only entrance, that's the only door. No, that's not how it works. Basically, what you do is you're opening the portal, you're basically giving a signature for the location where they're going to open up. But that's not the exact location where they're going to open up from. You know, like out of the air. And that's typically how they do it. But yeah, they can come out from the ground, they can come out from the roof, they can come out anywhere, because really there's no limitation to how they can open their portals, because it's interdimensional entities and realms. It's not limited to concept of matter. You're not just opening up just the one portal. Yes, that one did open up where they made that signature and a one opened up, but it didn't open up from the ground. You know, it opened up from the space like this, and they came out like that. That's why there was angels up top, angels in other vicinities of the house, angels outside, and even underground. Because then there were more other doorways being open at the same fucking time from hell. So in fact, when you're opening what you think is one portal to hell, it's actually many more. And that's why all those angels had to be there, because they all had to fight to close those portals as well. 6 or 7 portals that opened up. Biggest one was the one from Azazel in the actual location with his sigil, and that's where he did come in. I do want to ask, why would he choose that specific entity? That I find weird. You can actually open a portal to hell and not conjure a specific entity. Why that one, Andrew? Why? I'll tell you guys why. He doesn't want to admit it, but I'm going to out him anyway. It's because he worships demons. Now look, if he's going to adamantly deny it, that's fine. If he adamantly says, yes, I do, that's his choice. But do I support his decision? Absolutely not. No. Hell no to the fuck no. And we're not friends. We're not enemies. But I am telling him that what he decided to do put so many people in danger, and apparently he didn't give a fuck about anybody but himself and views. And that to me is disgusting. It's disgrace. A lot of people may think, from Proving Demons, they may think, well, that's a fucked up move. And even Andrew may be thinking, well, that's a fucked up move. How can you say that? he, you know, brought more subscribers to your channel from Proving Demons channel and you guys collaborated. You're just backstabbing him. Let me be clear about something, okay? When I did the review for Proving Demons channel originally, that original video review, I did not expect to get any kind of comment or anything from Andrew. I did not expect it. So when he contacted me, I was bewildered and I was grateful, and I still am to this day. I'm not saying I'm not. I am very honored and thankful, and I think it was about 1,000 almost and new subscribers because of it. I'm being candid, I'm being real. That's what it was. I'm always going to say that and not dispute or disagree to that. I'm always grateful for that, but I'm a demonologist regardless, and that does not change my opinion. He put me in danger. He put my friends in danger. He put and when I say friends, I mean my spirit family in danger. He put a lot of other humans in danger, and he doesn't realize that. And a lot of the demons got away. They did not have to go back to hell because they managed to get past a lot of angels. So angels were able to get a lot of them, but a lot of them still managed to get away. And this is a problem because then they're able to go continue to hurt people, children, animals, the elderly, you know, you. No one's untouchable to demons. No one's untouchable to their malice. Andrew responds to my original video. I made that a brief message to Andrew. It was a direct message to him. I will never take that video down because I meant every word that I said. His only response, guys, was YOLO. Okay? His only response was YOLO. Now, if you don't know what YOLO means, it means you only live once. That doesn't change the fact that your soul doesn't. If you're worshiping demons, working with demons, what it sounds to me is he's probably summoned Azazel because he probably works with him. If that's the case, he's in for a lot of problems in the long run in his life, his soul. I'm not gonna say no to that. I'm not gonna I cannot, as a demonologist, I cannot sit here and say that what he did was okay. Okay? I can't sit here and say that, oh, it was totally fine. No big deal, bro. YOLO. Like, that's not what the fuck I'm gonna say. I help people from demons on a daily fucking basis, and I literally save people from hell. I save people from hellish experiences. My daughter has been attacked by demons many times in the past before I really learned how to make sure they never fuck with me again. And I've learned that from my experiences and from helping other people for free. You can't say you've ever done that in your life, helping people like that for free, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're summoning demons, but here's the thing, you do know what you're doing because you decided to do it. As a light worker, as a light warrior, even as a person who works closely with archangels, to know that what you did was selfish and wrong and stupid. Regardless of what anyone thinks, I'm not going to kiss his ass just because we collaborated one time. Hell, the guy made me look like a fucking idiot because he used a stupid thumbnail about me that made me look psycho. No surprise there, and I'm sure he thought that was hilarious. Now I'm going to out him again. Said, I saw you in hell and I saw you working with demons, and I also sent you sold your soul. In that video where he responded to my collaboration, to my message, that was quite long. All he said, he went like this. Yeah, that makes sense. He never said no. He never said no. This should be an obvious loud answer to you guys. And it's sad. It breaks my heart. It angers me. It confuses the fuck out of me why anyone would. And I do not want to associate with anyone like that, respectfully. I can't. I cannot, and I won't. So the fact that he decided that that was a good idea and he put a lot of people in danger, also what he doesn't know is he curses himself because it puts him in a really bad place. He'll get all kinds of bad luck after that. That's just what happens. You start having all kinds of shit happening. Demons aren't going to kiss your ass. They're not going to give you everything you want. You know, a lot of people that sell their soul, there's that, correlation to people suddenly having money, getting famous, all that jazz, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but all that shit comes at a price, and it's always a high one. One that you most definitely don't want to pay and can't afford. After this life, they don't forget anything they gave you. They don't forget anything they did for you. And so it's very important that if you ever think that what he did was cool, need to reanalyze what the fuck you're following. And no apologies whatsoever. But that's my prime purpose, and I stick to that message regardless of who you are, regardless of what you've done for me in the past. The shade, man, the shade did not answer my question. Why wouldn't you answer? What are you afraid of? If you worship demons, why not just come out and say it? Have the balls and just fucking say it. It's because you know you'll lose lots of subscribers if you say that. Because a lot of your subscribers don't want you to be selling your soul, and they don't want you worshiping demons. Opening a portal, I'm sure it gets lots of views, but it doesn't bring you loyalty. It doesn't bring you dignity. It brings you pain, brings you malice, brings you malevolence and hell, and all kinds of levels of uncertainties that you could never fucking imagine in a billion years. And I also know he remembered me in those realms. I know he remembers me. And all I'm gonna say here is this. I wanted to avoid this at every level possible. I did. But my soul, my heart cannot. Because if I don't say this, no one will. I feel like I'm supposed to say all of this for you to know this is not the way. And if you think this is totally cool, it's not. Even angels would be telling you, no, it's not cool. But I respectfully am going to say I cannot support what you do, and I will no longer be following you anymore. Because what I follow is love, positivity, positive influences, and more importantly, people who care about other people for themselves. And what you did showed the exact opposite of all of those morals that I go by. All I'm saying is think twice about what you're supporting. Go with your gut. If your gut is screaming no, listen. Don't ignore it. It's there for a reason.
Look, I gotta say that was actually quite fascinating. I sat here, I did watch the entire interview. Cleared up some things. Definitely made some things make more sense. But I'm more curious about your guys' thoughts down below. And also, before we go, I would say her channel's name is Last Frontier Media.